Yes, it is April 21st, 2025, and this is my project for Mr. Barnes' class. I'm doing my Magnum Opus, and my Magnum Opus is basically just going to be a vlog of what I do in this class. This is 4 pounds of clay. I've already wedged it. I did spiral wedging, or at least I tried to do spiral wedging, and from what I know, what it looks like is that you take it, so you take this hand, this is your hand, this is my hand, and you push down, and you take your left hand, you bring it back up, and you push down, you bring it back up, and you keep it. I don't know if I'm doing it, and my hand's spinning because it's steel. So anyways, it's already wedged. I'm not going to use 4 pounds of clay because that's a lot. Let's see. Okay, you see how it moves? That's bad. You don't want it to do that because when you throw on the wheel, it's going to be not great. So I flip it upside down to see if this side's better. This side is much better. Now I need to clean this side because it's got clay everywhere. Anyways, now my bat is clean. I'm going to take apart my clay. I'm going to try and throw a mug. We have to do a tiny house project, and I don't want to make a tiny house because I don't think I'm ever going to use it, and I kind of hate it. So I was like, oh, I'm just going to make a mug, but the mug is going to look like a house, and so I can use it as a mug, and it's a house. So yep. And this is my Magnum Opus. I guess I'm like killing 2 projects in one. Now, this is how much clay I'm going to use. I probably should use more, but that's okay because we live in there. I'm going to make it into a ball. So I don't want any of these cracks, because I don't know why I just don't. In my mind, I feel like that's going to create air bubbles, so I try to like smooth those over so that I don't get any air bubbles because it's hard to center it if you have air bubbles in your clay. Also, for the longest time, I didn't know if it was bat or if it was bat. I thought it was bat, and then I think I looked it up, and I'm pretty sure it said bat with B. So there's that. I'm gonna get it wet again so that my clay can stick, and I need to center it. So that's how I center it, or that's how I start centering it. Now I'm gonna slap center it. I have you guys set up on my water bottle, so let's hope my phone does not fall, and you can't see the top of my face. That's fine. We're supposed to start with more clay than what you think you need because when you center it, you take so much off that it ends up being the amount of clay you originally needed. So that ends up happening because I get really frustrated and I just kind of squeeze it. So I'm gonna try to cone it up, see if that helps with centering it. I also, so I made a flag football team, right? And the last day of tryouts, I ended up staying afterward to just play catch with one of my friends, and I ended up really badly jamming my finger. It's either I jammed it, I sprained it, I fractured it, or I broke it. I'm not really sure which one because it still hurts. It's been like 2 weeks or 3 weeks. No, maybe like 2 weeks since then. So that's not good. And it still hurts now. So I'm gonna blame my faults on that. Now I'm actually going to try and cone it, but I have to be careful because normally I use my pinkies to help me push up, but because my pinky is like jammed or broken or whatever, it hurts really bad, so I can't do that. We're gonna see if this works. This is another tool. I really like using this one. This one's cool. And so it's kind of like my other one I was using, this one, except it's a right angle, and I use the right angle to make things straight, to make things a right angle. I'm taking my middle finger. Oopsie daisy, didn't mean to flip off the camera. That's fine. I'm taking my middle finger and I'm pushing it down into the center of the clay. And I get water and then I do that. So I wipe it so that slip gets over it, and then I push it down the middle. And then typically it'll kind of clean off the slip, and I'll be left with like a rough estimate as to how thick it is. Actually, I think that's too thin. The way this Ron's supposed to do it is to stick our finger in. Oh! No, I think that's thick. Huh. Hold on, guys. No, I think that's thick enough. Okay. Perfect. So then I just kind of do it again, close up the hole. And then now I can start opening it up. So that hole, I'm going to widen it so that I can actually have like a cup. So this is what I got so far. Okay, this is take 2.
Why are you being pasta? Okay. What you do is you're making me more food. Press into it, and then you roll.
Okay.
You roll it. Yeah, pasta.
Okay, this is part 4 of my Magnum Opus. Today I'm trimming on the wheel, and I'm using Mr. Barnes' wheel. He's right over there. This is my vlog, yeah. So I have it set up on this. Is it a bat or a vat with a B or V? A B. Okay, there's a special bat that you have to use to put your stuff. Although I saw a thing. A Geffner? A Geffen? Oh, a Geffen grip. Okay, so my initial idea for my cup was I have this reference picture of this Victorian house, and it has these little sections of the wall that is just it's like lattice. It's like got a lattice design. So I was gonna do that because I'm tired of working on the handle because I've tried the handle like 3 different times and I can't figure it out. So I'm giving up for now and I'm gonna come back to it later. So I'm trying to do the main design because I know that this part is probably gonna take me the longest. And I can't figure out how to do it. I can't figure out how I want to do it. So what I'm doing right now is I made a little line, and I'm going to shave down that bottom part, because in my reference photo, it's on the window, you can tell that the top half of the window sticks out more than the bottom half. So I'm trying to create that illusion. That's what I have so far. It's not looking much like a window, but it'll get there. Trust the process. Anyways, so today I'm going to keep working on the windows, and eventually I'm going to do the handle.
No! No!
I'm gonna give you guys an update on what happened to my finger, because I remember last time I think I talked to you about how I messed up my finger, my pinky, and if as you can see, something's clearly happened. So I went to this mug is gonna be so warped. That's okay. So I went to the hospital on Friday. That's great. I went to the hospital on Friday and I met my mom there, and she ended up getting there before I did. So she went to urgent care, signed me in, and then urgent care sent her over to pediatrics. So we go to pediatrics. The lady is like, she's looking at my finger, and also really quick, I'm gonna redo the handle because I showed it to Mr. Barnes and I asked if it was too thin, and he was like, yeah, that's a little too thin. So I'm gonna make it just slightly thicker because I feel like that looks odd with how wide my mug is. So anyways, I'm just gonna cut it off. Right. So I go to urgent care. There's a meeting. The nurse lady, she's a nurse practitioner. She's looking at my finger and she's like, okay, so is this your guys, like, is this just a check-in, like coming in again to check, like to have us check up on it? And we're like, no, this is the first time. Keep in mind, I messed this up at the beginning of April and I got it checked out almost a month later. Yikes. Can't be doing that to myself again. But she checked it out. She was like, okay, I'm gonna order you an x-ray and then I'll call you Monday or Tuesday, so either today or tomorrow. She's gonna call my mom and she's gonna tell her what they saw on my x-ray. So we go down to get my x-ray done, and my mom is looking, she's behind the like partition, and she's looking at my x-ray as they're taking it. And afterwards I tell her like, oh, what does it look like? And she's like, I'll tell you right now so I don't have to repeat myself for Murph is my stepdad. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, is it bad? And she's like, it just looks jammed. And I was like, okay. And she basically tells me that it looks like my top bone is like pushed down. It's jammed into the middle bone of my pinky. There's no space there. You know how there's normally a space in between your pinkies or in between your joints, because that's where all your like ligaments and stuff are? There was none of that. There was no space. They were touching bone to bone. So that's probably why it's painful, because it's squeezing all of the nerves that are right there. And they said that I need to go to an orthopedic doctor or an orthopedic surgeon. I need to schedule an appointment with an orthopedic person, whatever. And my mom said that I may or may not have to get surgery on it. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm trying to give you a thumbs up, but it doesn't look like a thumbs up. Okay, I trimmed my handle. I'm going to be making the lid roof thing for my mug. So I'm going to take off my splints and we're going to push through the pain, because art is pain, I guess. Probably should have taken that off before I touched the clip. That's okay, you live and you learn. Here's how my pinky's looking. That looks pretty bruised, I'm not gonna lie. It hurts. Today is the last day to make things in clay, so this will be one of the last recordings I do for my Magnum Opus, if not the last, because I'm there's clay. Sorry, I just ate a bunch of clay. Let me show you what it looks like. The only thing I need to do is make the roof shingles, and then I'll be done. Quick, but this is what my finished house mug looks like before it is fired. So I just have to pray for the best when it goes through the fire. There's nothing on the back. there's my signature. Okay, this is like part 10 something, I don't know, of my Magnum Opus, and it is finally bisque fired, so that means I can glaze it, and then it gets glaze fired, and then it'll be done, and I get to show you guys the finished product. So, actually my signature on the inside of this came out really good. I don't know which way. Oh, there you go. My signature on the inside came out really good. This is my signature on the bottom. That was upside down. So I'm gonna glaze the roof chun red. Yeah, because Mr. Barnes said that these didn't have to be fired together because they're not gonna warp. So that I just have to make sure that this bottom is cleared, and I can glaze all the way. So that's what we're gonna do. That's what it looks like. And now I need to I really don't want to paint just because you can see the paint strokes, like the brush strokes, and I don't really like that. But ooh, I hate this way that sounded. I don't really like that, but I think I'm going to have to. And I don't even know what color I want. So because chun red is gonna come out like really dark red in the cracks, and then like a whitish greenish color on some parts. So I have to make do with just that knowledge. And I kind of want to do a blue. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna do a blue. I think not cobalt because cobalt is way too bright. So I'm gonna do jade instead. And for the windows, actually that's a great question. Maybe I'll do antique blue for the windows. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, so I'm gonna do jade on the outside, antique blue for the windows, and then I'm probably gonna paint these white. And we are gonna go from there. So now I need to, I think I'm gonna start off with the windows. The windows are gonna be the easiest. You know, now that I think of it, I did not wash this before I glazed it. Ms. Barnes, if you're watching this, which you probably are watching this, just know that I'm not gonna redo it. I'm not gonna wash it, and we're gonna see how it comes out. That's okay, guys. So I just talked to Mr. Barnes, and we are in fact going to wash this. Now he said to go put them out in the sun to dry, so that is what I'm going to do, so that they get completely dried. And then I guess when I come back, because I'm coming back like I'm gonna glaze them again. That's not gonna be fun, but you know, we live, we learn. Okay, I have it in the sun, and now we're gonna wait. Okay, guys, I'm back. I'm in Clay Club, and I'm with my friend Daniela. Guadalupe is also coming. She's also gonna glaze her projects, but so I left them outside to dry, and then they got this like weird green tint on them, so I washed them again because I don't know what that was all about. And so now we're back at a clean slate, and pretty dry. So, but I'm not gonna do what I did last time when I dipped it in like this. I'm actually gonna use the tongs. I'm gonna dip the entire thing in there. Will you be my? Will you record me? Yeah. So I'm gonna take my tongs. I'm gonna dip them in here first. Okay. Now I'm gonna just grab them like that. And we're gonna dip it in, and then we're gonna kind of like dip. Now just hold it here until it dries a little bit, so that I can put it down without getting anything dirty. And once I dry it over, I'll smooth out my hand. This definitely looks a lot better than my first dip because there's a lot less holes. So yeah. All right. Just try that. All right, guys, I'm back, and this is. It's a pumpkin. It's Tupperware. I found these at my house. Oh. So I'm gonna paint these. Okay, so this is what it looks like. You guys can assume that I'm doing the same thing for the next 3 coats, so I'm not gonna record this part. I'm putting wax over the parts that I already placed so that I could dip it because I don't want to paint it on because things come out really streaky when I do that. So I need to get wax, and this wax, it smells so bad and it looks so nasty. So I'm going to put a couple spoonfuls in this container. It smells really bad. It smells really bad. And then I'm going to water this down so that I can paint it over the parts I already glazed. And then I am just going to dip it after that. And I still need to paint my snake. I'm unsure if I'm going to glaze it or paint it, but I need to decide today because today's... Okay, so I have my wax concoction, and I'm just going to paint. I'm going to have to paint on the inside too, and that's not going to be fun. But I'm just going to paint on the windows. Okay, that's how much I've got on the inside. You can assume I'm going to do the same thing for the rest of it. Okay, so this is my finished mug glazed. I did as best as I could to clean it up, so I'm gonna go leave it outside and I will show you guys the end results probably Friday, but let me show you the inside. That's the inside. It looks ugly right now, but that's okay. Okay, this is my last part of my Magnum Opus. This is my final product. Obviously it's not meant for left-handed people because I designed it purposefully only for right-handed because my friend is right-handed. So this is it. Let me show you. That's the inside of the lid. You can see my signature. That's the inside of the cup. I don't really know what happened here. And that's the bottom.
Oh my god! Wow!
My Magnum Opus is out of the way. I will be signing off. And this is my first official vlog for ceramics. Thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you in the next one.
Wow.